Hi there. I am back in the studio. Haven't been here for a while. Um, Studio's looking a little bare. Most of what I've done the past several months, uh, those paintings are hanging in galleries around here. So, and I haven't been working too much, although I am working on my river series. Um, that will be for an upcoming show here in November. A lot of my other paintings have been packed away where so but it will be happening. I will be in a completely new studio. But I have been looking at some old pieces during this packing process, some things that I completely forgotten I'd done time, time ago. This is a piece that kind of interesting, and again, I know I must have forgotten I'd done them. They are cutouts on paper, and they are painted with ink. Um, they were meant to be mock-ups for larger pieces that I haven't gotten to yet. They would be made out of wood and foam and canvas, like some of the other pieces that I have. This would be a pretty aggressive piece to try to put together, but someday. But I love them so much that I've had them framed, and I really didn't want to frame them with some kind of a background. And I also wanted the pieces to be integrated into the surroundings. So I have them displayed here with paper behind them so you can see the piece. Kind of hard to see them that far away from the camera. But the idea was for them to really be integrated, for art to be integrated in the surroundings. So wherever this is hung, whatever's behind it becomes part of the piece. Um, so I like that idea. I like the idea of art being integrated in the surroundings. Can you imagine that up against some kind of or wallpaper? I mean, that would be kind of neat, I think, anyway. So I'm working on some other pieces, things that I started a while back. This is one of them. Love doing these pieces because they're very sort of freeing. They're done with trowels and paint and acrylic pen. And I kind of create them as I go. Really no plan except for the colors that I start to choose, the colors that I want to use. But it's been a while, so I thought I would stop by and say hello. Been watching a lot of YouTube and a lot of artists. Very interesting. Watching other artists do their work or talk about their work. I there's a whole sort of area of thought where artists need to do large collections of a similar theme. And I understand that the people that look at art and the people that sell art, the galleries, they want to know that an artist can proceed with a thought or a style, continue that style to its conclusion. I tend to want to end a series after 4 or 5 pieces, most. Pushing myself in this river series that you see over my left shoulder behind me to go beyond that, 12 pieces. Right now there are, I believe it's 6 pieces that are hanging Goose Creek Studio in Bedford. And I wanted to continue that series for a little bit more to push myself to see where it takes me. I don't know that it's necessary for me to go beyond 3 or 4 or 5 pieces. I tend to get a little bored. I don't have ADHD or anything like that. There, 3 or 4 or 5 pieces seem to satisfy my need for that particular theme. But it also leads me, if you look at the body of my work from 30 years ago, 40 years ago till now, and there was a big gap in that time period, you could see a linear progression. You could see from where I started to where I am now, and there's a progression of the themes that I've worked with. So, how many pieces does an artist need to do in a particular theme? I don't know. I've seen artists in their periods, Picasso in his blue period, and other artists that have periods and then they go on to do different things. I've also seen where there are artists that do one painting and it's a masterpiece for some artists. They don't do a theme related to that particular one theme. So anyway, that's what I've been thinking about lately. I've been thinking about themes. I've been thinking about pushing myself with a particular theme. Again, with the river. This piece is totally unfinished behind me. Like that by the time I'm done with it. So that's another aspect of each piece, pushing each piece be part of the theme, but also to slightly different than the previous painting. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now with the river series. I have a lot of ideas for it, so again, I'm also, if you saw my last video, I'm doing some self-portraits from years ago. Interesting for me to do a portrait based on a sketch of myself that was done 30 years ago, and then maybe a newer portrait today. So that uh, that progression, the progression of time and age, may be interesting. So we'll see that where that leads. Kind of relaxing during the summer. These are lazy days. It's been hot down here. I get out in the garden. I do some gardening, which is fine and nice. But otherwise, I'm taking a little bit of a break before I have to push forward and be prepared for this next exhibit down here. I'm pretty sure that will be my last exhibit down. One of the other things that I'm involved in is doing these in the studio recordings, and they go up on my YouTube channel. Some reels that are going on Facebook and Instagram. But I'm very interested in interviewing other artists. Part of what I feel, maybe you can call it my ministry, is encouraging and promoting other artists. heard me say this before. I think art can be transformational. It's certainly transformational for the artist. I think every time I do a piece, there's some kind of transformative energy that takes place within me, and I think it would be interesting to hear other artists, particularly artists that may not get the chance to be interviewed. People that are they sell their work in small towns all over America, our area down here. There are so many wonderful artists that belong to our art club. I'm amazed at the talent that's there. I hope that at some point I'll be able to artists that I appreciate, um, get their perspective on what they're doing, why they do it, how they got where they are today. And I hope I encourage people that may not feel that they are artists but may enjoy art to be more involved with the artist community, particularly in purchasing art for their homes. I think having something that has the imprint of an artist's hands on it in someone's home elevates certainly your interior design, part of my life, interior design, but it also elevates connection. You know, art really is about connection. Once the artist puts his whatever implement, pen, brush, whatever particular tool they're using on a canvas, on a paper, they put a part of themselves on there, and for it to be shown and seen and appreciated, and also to have someone else's experience of it. Because I talk about that a lot with my artwork. I don't want to push a particular agenda most of the time. I want people to have their own experience of my artwork. Love it, hate it, different about it. That doesn't matter to me. The person is having their own. I do appreciate when someone appreciates my art, but I leave that up to the viewer. I don't think art is complete until it is seen and viewed by someone, whether they appreciate it or not. It invokes a response. It invokes a feeling, an emotion, and the artist really does not have much say in that. Hopefully, it's a good response. Hopefully, it's a personal experience for the viewer and the piece of work that's being. So anyway, that's some of my thoughts going on right now. I loving listening to other artists online and watching their process, listening to them and how they feel about their art. I want to know more about that. I want to know more about the artist's experience with their art and hopefully sharing that with some of the artists that I know. It's important to me to share art, share real art. So that's what I'd like to be doing, sharing my art and sharing the art of other artists, and getting to understand that artistic expression in everybody, that journey that each artist takes individually. What drives a particular person to do what they do, whether it be still life or backyard or realism, whatever that may be. Why does the artist feel the need to express? All right, I am going to say goodbye now, and hopefully there'll be some new Raymond Vag in the studio videos coming up with not only Raymond Vag in the studio, but I have one interview planned. Owners and curators of Goose Creek Studio in Bedford. We've been planning it. They are interested in their own videos. That should be interesting. We all have self and Sam. We all have a background, spirituality, let's say. We all studied thought, spirituality at some level. So, and I think that we'll probably be focusing on spirituality. I don't think it's a spiritual experience. I can't tell you how much of it is. When I set forth on a painting, when I start a painting, I do a little prayer. I allow myself to be open for whatever needs to be expressed. So that is again part of who I am. All right, thank you so much for being here, and I will post this on. I will post a short reel on Facebook and Instagram. Fire will be on my. All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of the summer.